Lesson 3. Question 1. There is evidence that low self-esteem, people are less evaluatively consistent in their self-descriptions. When Campbell and Fair examined how subjects rated themselves on sets of adjectives that were either uniformly positive or uniformly negative, subjects with low self-esteem not only gave ratings that were on average, less positive or more negative, but their ratings within each set exhibited more individual scatter or greater variance. High self-esteem subjects strongly and consistently endorsed the positive adjectives and rejected the negative adjectives. Low self-esteem subjects did not, in contrast, strongly and consistently endorse the negative adjectives and reject the positive adjectives. Rather, they gave more intermediate ratings and more variable ratings to both types of adjectives. Therefore, it appears that low and high self-esteem individuals differ, not only in the average positivity of their self-views, but also in the extent to which their self-views are evaluatively consistent with one another. 바리안스 분산 엔도스 인정하다. Lesson 3, Question 2. The power and value of being literate in a literate society are played out every day around the world. Many individuals, and in fact, whole societies, make considerable sacrifices to become literate, just as others take it for granted. Societies that do not practice literate behavior are often squalid, undernourished in mind and body, repressive of human rights and dignity, brutal and harsh. Present-day examples are easy to list, but in fact this has always been the case. As Samuel Johnson observed more than 2 centuries ago, the mass of every people must be barbarous where there is no printing. We admit that various forms of barbarity can be found in all societies, but they are much more prevalent where literate behavior is absent. Literacy and quality of life go hand in hand. With literacy comes the power of belonging to a privileged group and the freedom that derives from that power. Frederick Douglass, who struggled as a slave to learn to read, said it best, once you learn to read, you will be forever free. 스쿼릿 지저분한 Lesson 3, Question 3. Culturally shared views of the self have been suggested to have profound influences on basic attention processes. In Western cultures, individuals are encouraged to discover their internal attributes, such as desires and personal goals, and therefore they may be expected to focus their attention on events that are relevant to such desires and goals. As a result, their attention may become focused. This cognitive style, which is anchored in a focal object in lieu of its context, has been called analytic. In contrast, in Eastern cultures, individuals are more attuned to various aspects of ever-important social relations, and as a consequence, they may be expected to attend more broadly to a focal object, as well as to its surrounding context, drawing inferences about the relationship between the object and its context. This mode of cognition has been called holistic. These predictions have been borne out. For example, when presented with an animated vignette of an underwater scene, and subsequently asked to remember what they saw, European Americans were more likely to recall focal objects, whereas Japanese were more likely to refer to contextual information, as well as relationships between the focal objects. In lieu of 대신에 holistic, 총체적인 vignette, 짤막한 장면.